Who is down here?
Are you trying to warn us? If you want us to leave, make the speaker go off again.
Ooh, he don't like us. Why don't you like us? Some names go on through time, with recognition being passed over them when it is rightfully theirs. And sadly, many of the people attached to those names are no longer around to claim whatever is given. Such is the life of Annie Russell. Here, in Winter Park, Florida, the Ghost Blogs crew is taking their equipment to the stage. Tonight, we will be investigating the historical Anne Russell Theater, located in the heart of beautiful Rollins College campus. Clapping when the auditorium is empty, doors slamming, apparitions roaming freely. We are here to contact the spirits that reside within this theater, as well as possibly validating the rumors of a suicide. Annie Russell's spirit is said to watch over anyone who fills this theater. Kind and gentle-hearted, much as she was said to be in life. But it is also said that she is not the only spirit who occupies this theater.
There is supposedly a security guard that had hung himself.
We want to know what drove him to commit suicide, as well as possibly bringing some closure not only to the rumors, but to the spirit who possibly resides within this basement.
Yes, I do believe in ghosts. It gives me hope for when I die, that it's not the end, or like there to be something after. Do I believe this theater is haunted? No, I mainly believe it's people blaming ghosts too early. You can hear, if it's quiet enough, you can hear people outside, and something tells me a lot of people just blame those noises on ghosts.
But before we venture into this beautiful theater, we must first understand its history, from construction to dedication.
She was extremely well known in the late 1800s through the 1920s. A young ingenue actress. She did a lot of the melodramatic roles. She was frustrated with that aspect of her acting career because she felt she could do more, and she was as good an actor as any man, but of course the real meaty roles weren't there for her, and she wanted to do something more with that. She is the first woman to ever play the role. It was always played by a man on a Broadway stage in Shakespeare's Midsummer Night's Dream. And she actually had to convince producers, directors, etc., to allow her to do this. It was because of her fame and because of her notoriety that she was able to actually get that done. In the archives here at Rollins are handwritten notes back and forth from her to President Taft, to George Bernard Shaw, to Oscar Wilde, First Lady Roosevelt. She was very well known by presidents and dignitaries all over the world. Just her being here made this a place where students wanted to come to study simply because of her and who she was. It's her history. This theater and what we still do here embodies what she believed in, which was never stop learning, always strive for the finest that you can achieve. And that's her legacy here. That's what we still do today. I was in here teaching a class one day, and I was sitting on the stage up there, and I saw from my kind of peripheral vision what I thought was a person walking. I could see him passing by the archways back there. It was a little shorter, so I thought it was one of the girls in my class, you know, kind of thing. And I just stopped briefly, and I looked up, and I just waited for a little bit, and nobody came down the walkway. And my students even started looking at me strange, and I said, "Sorry, thought I saw someone back there, guess not." This was probably about going on somewhere to 6 to 8 years ago when we were doing production. One of the young ladies on the costume running crew was down here doing laundry every night. They bring it down from upstairs and they do their laundry here on site. And she was working on it. She said out of the corner of her eye, she saw a figure move by the door there and head towards the orchestra pit. And the orchestra pit was not being used in that production. There's a very small door on the pit. The door made a very obvious kerchunk as you open and close it. She heard the door open and heard the door close. And when she went out to look, she looked in the orchestra pit, nobody down here, no one at all. It really kind of, again, freaked her out. And she told me about it the next day, and she was refusing to do laundry on the crew after that. I told her, "Oh, it's okay, it's just the security guard. He's making his rounds, making sure you're safe in the building." And she said, security guard or not, that was it. She wasn't going to do any more of that. So that was one of the things that happened down here in the basement. Well, I'm a native of Winter Park. I grew up just a few minutes from the college. I've known about this place ever since I was a kid. It just has a lot of charm and a lot of personality that's unique. I think I prefer to say I believe the space, it has a lot of energy. You can't help it in a theater. There's drama. There's certainly been a lot of drama in this building over 80 years that it's been standing. There's something here that you feel. I don't know if I necessarily equate it to being paranormal specifically, but there's definitely an energy. Usually it's very, very positive. It's a very good feeling. I'd like to actually see something.
Alright, so basically it's about that time. We're going to get locked down right now. We got Chris who's going to be locking us inside of Ann Russell Theater. We've got John who's coming with us. This is going to be his first indoor investigation with us, as well as Will. We're bringing him on board for the night. So without further ado, let's get inside of Ann Russell, see if we can't find something. Yeah. Thank you. I do. So is everybody recording? Yep. All right. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go up on stage and we're going to offer these flowers and a couple pages from some various scripts that Annie had performed in. And what we're going to do is we're going to offer these flowers as a gift to Annie in return for her performing with us tonight on stage. So what we're going to do right now, go up on stage, put these on there. So let's go. We're hoping that tonight we can communicate with you and learn a little bit more about you, learn a little bit more about the stage lifestyle. Is I'm going to offer you two things. On this stool you'll find a bouquet of flowers and a couple pages from various scripts of performances that you've done. If you will come up with us later on tonight and you will perform on this stage with us and reclaim your spot on the stage, those flowers are yours. Along with the trigger objects, we will be using our standard millimeter and digital recorder, but we will also be using our special piece of equipment, a DOS EVP frequency sweeper, for spirits to speak through. Hopefully, we will come into contact with the spirits that are still in this theater, and possibly even be lucky enough to encounter Ann Russell herself. Me and Evan are going to be going down into the basement, and we've got our security guard, Chris. He's going to be our bait. So, I'll get you through here real quick.
Alright, this is our first EVP recording. The mill, I would say.
I know, because that was the last one down there.
Okay. Well, let's peer into the first office.
And Chris, if there's any questions that you yourself would like to ask or anything that any things you're curious about, feel free to ask them to the spirits or to us or anything like that.
Okay.
All right. So rumor has it that there's a spirit down here. He was an ex-security guard and he committed suicide through a trap door in that ceiling. Can you come over by us and can you prove to us that you're still here, that you're still with us? Can you make a noise or anything?
Awesome.
So now all the lights are off.
Alright. Is there anybody here with us? If so, you can talk into this little microphone. Has a little orange dot on it.
At this time, the girls decided to conduct a physical experiment where they left a screw on one of the workstations and coaxed the spirits to knock it over.
Do you want to do a walk away?
Many times, spirits can become timid, confused, or scared by the presence of an investigator. So, by the girls walking away from their equipment, they can conduct an EVP session from a less threatening standpoint. This hissing sound I heard was captured on our camera's audio. Is there somebody back here? If that was you making a noise, can you do it again for me? Can you tap twice?
Ann Russell, Mrs. Russell, are you here with us right now?
And if you are, can you make yourself known to us? By making a noise or tapping or touching one of us?
We want to talk to you.
There we go. Okay. I heard a noise coming from here, in this room. Is there somebody in here with us? There's a trash can right here. Was that you moving something in here? What was that? Are you getting any readings or anything?
Jumped up to 74 degrees, but that was about it.
Oh, okay.
No.
Come right next to this box. We captured this fully independent figure moving in the shadows as it crosses the throw of my light from the left side of the frame, across the locker, and into the doorway. It couldn't have been one of us, because not only are all three of us standing completely still at this point in time, but we are also all behind my infrared light, disabling any of us from obstructing its throw.
Have you gotten the goosebumps, any static charges or anything?
I felt a little uneasy, but of course, I think that's just because of what I knew I was getting into.
Yeah.
So I instantly felt uneasy coming in here. But I haven't felt, pricklies on the back of my neck or anything like that,
Okay.
Remember, at this point in time, Chris still doesn't believe that the theater is haunted, but little did he know that we were closer to making contact than we thought. Meanwhile, the girls are about to obtain their first piece of evidence. Listen again to this threatening EVP that was captured on Ashley's camera. This was only a mere foreshadowing of what we would soon encounter in the basement.
What?
We heard a loud popping noise coming from the back of the green room, and we looked into it immediately. The origin of the sound surprised all three of us.
Was that you hitting the ceiling? Is that you?
There's a speaker. Speaker's going on.
Oh. That shouldn't be happening.
Is that you?
Is that you making those speakers pop? Is that your way of letting us know that you're here? If it is, can you do it again for us? I've got goosebumps like nobody's business right now.
I'll be honest. I'm getting a little creeped out right now. We're back.
This voice that Will and John just captured is possibly referring to the fact that both of them are on the floor. And what makes this EVP even more valid is what happened afterward.
Oh, that's so cold.
Did Will just come into physical contact with one of the spirits still roaming the halls of this theater? Could this spell more physical interaction for the rest of the crew?
If you don't like us, make the speaker go off again, right now.
Ooh, he don't like us. Why don't you like us?
We decided that this would be a perfect opportunity to use our DOS EVP sweeper, which scans through empty radio frequencies, providing ample amounts of white noise for spirits to speak through.
We have a speaker system here that works now. Can you speak through these speakers? Who is down here? I am. Who committed suicide? Was it somebody in this basement right now? Not only were we just threatened by a spirit, but we obtained 3 valuable pieces of information. Number 1, if a suicide did take place in this theater, it did not happen in the basement. Number 2, we are in the presence of multiple spirits. And number 3, someone in this basement doesn't like us being there. As we continued our communication with the spirits, I would personally experience their discontent.
That's what I heard at the very end was get 'em. Was that you trying to speak to us? Are you an actress, an actor? What are you? Oh, there it is again.
There's a speaker over here.
Was that you trying to come through the speaker?
Alright. Are you having a hard time trying to communicate because you're not finding enough energy?
Try something. Are you serious? Here, I'm gonna use this one. Because I'm gonna try something. Just in case you don't have enough energy, why don't you come here? Use my energy. I'm young. I've got plenty of it. Come here and draw from me.
Use your energy and knock over that screw.
Are you messing with my buddy Will? Will's his name. Do you want to talk to him?
It's only my left side that's cold right now. It's like it's not right at all.
Oh, there he goes. You want to get our attention again?
One thing that we haven't really taken into account at this point is, yes, we have been getting some activity, but there's a very good possibility that it's just residual. It's not, what we may be feeling or encountering may not necessarily be of an intelligent nature, but when it comes to stuff like this, that's when you got to kind of scratch your head. Let's see.
Are you trying to warn us or anybody else who is in this theater?
Is somebody in this building in danger?
Is the person in danger male?
Is the person in danger a female?
Oh. Would they be in danger if they were down here? Oh.
I really want to know who we're communicating with right now. I don't take threats kindly, especially when it's towards my girlfriend.
Or my girlfriend.
Why are they in danger? Does somebody not like women? Is somebody down here bitter towards women?
This was the final answer that came from the speaker, but right before it, a very distinct growl can be heard.
Towards women?
But I'm just letting you know I'm getting really fucking like sick to my stomach right now. Like really fucking hardcore. Like my mouth is watering, like salivating, you know when you're gonna throw up?
Yeah.
Like, I'm salivating right now.
Are you trying to make me feel sick? Am I being a prick? Are you getting sick of me? How are we looking on the millimeter right now? I can't tell if it's 0. It's been 0 for a while.
I think it kind of left or something.
My feelings of illness only lasted about 20 minutes. It is very possible that this growl was the spirit leaving the speaker and projecting its energy directly into the green room with us. Evan and I regrouped with the rest of the crew. It was time to make good on our promise of a theatrical performance, in hopes of making contact with the lady of the night, Annie Russell.
Now is we're going to go into the theater, and earlier we promised Annie that if she comes out on stage and comes out and interacts with us, those flowers that we presented would be, our gift to her.
We have your script and everything up here all set for you, so we're going to start your performance. This is for you, Annie. So we're going to welcome you up here for your entire audience to see as you reprise some of your classic roles with us. Annie, will you come up here and let us know that you're with us yet? We're ready to start with you if you're ready for us. We've got 2 recorders to record your performance. At any point you want to start acting and going through some lines, just come towards this little orange light.
We started our performance with some requests of assistance from Annie, as we began to read lines from Of Mice and Men.
So basically the part that we're starting off at, your character, Peggy, would come in and say, "Feel right here." That's where your line would start. That's nice. What is your line after that? What about the part after you scream? Lenny covers your mouth and says, "Don't want to hurt you, but you're gonna get me in trouble."
The first spirit voice we captured was only captured on one of our digital recorders. It is only the first in a chain of direct responses.
I done a real bad thing. It's real bad. What am I referring to? What am I referring to? What did Lenny do?
In John Steinbeck's Of Mice and Men, Lenny, a mentally challenged individual, accidentally suffocates a beautiful girl named Peggy in a fit of panicked adoration. Was this the voice of Annie answering my question?
What did Lenny do? Can you whisper in my ear?
It's okay. It's okay.
Got a 1.2, guys. I'm just sitting here. Oh my god, I got a 1.5. 1.6. 1.8.
What? I'm at a 1.8.
That is officially the highest in Ghostball's history. Annie, will you go on stage, please? Come on up here, take my hand and we'll take a bow together. You can pick a hand, I'll let you. Is that you? Alright, on the count of 3, we're gonna bow. Are you ready? This is your big call. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Anybody who came into contact with us or gave us any evidence, thank you very much, and hopefully we will have the opportunity to come back and visit you guys again soon. So, until next time, thank you.
About 2 years ago, our sound system was completely refurbished. We have a $500,000 system here. It's state of the art. The system is first rate.
Is the person in danger a female?
Oh.
Well, that system doesn't just generate sound by itself. Something has to fire it off. I've had multiple of them in the bombs down low in there go off. And there's nothing, because I specifically know the electrics in this building, there's nothing down there that even gives off any kind of EMF. There's nothing in the walls. During the last renovations, we had to have some of the walls x-rayed to make sure there was nothing there before they burrowed into them. There's nothing in those walls down there. It'll go off and stop, and then he'll take a couple, or she will take a, and it'll go off again, like they're chasing it. Stand there, and the thing will not go off.
After spending an entire night in this beautiful theater, we can honestly say that we believe this location is in fact haunted and active. We encountered numerous spirits within our time at the theater. We even believe that we captured the voice of one of theater's great legends, Annie Russell herself. We will not soon forget our experiences at the Annie Russell Theater, but sadly, the show will have to go on without us till we can come back again and get reacquainted with the spirits that roam throughout this theater.